Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Memo and I mainly draw things for a living. The Artist Starter Plan is a calendar I created to help you start learning how to draw if you're a complete beginner or get back into drawing if you haven't done it for a while. The plan goes from drawing simple lines and shapes in the first week, moving on to portrait, gesture, clothing, and full characters by the end of the 31 days. I recorded this as a series of live streams on Instagram, so unfortunately the format is portrait and there's some level of chit-chat throughout the videos. I hope you can still enjoy it, download the calendar for free, and start your own practice. It doesn't need to be the first day of the month to start, just pick day one and build up from there. Let's get started! Hiya! How you doing? I hope you're having a great Thursday. I think it's Thursday. Hi! So, you are currently watching this live from my sofa because because I have been training real hard for this rowing race that I'm gonna do in a couple of weeks' time, and I am feeling shattered, knackered. Like, I have been training almost every day, doing like 10 kilometers of rowing, which is not that much to be honest, but for me, usually I train like 2-3 times a week, so like every day is like a lot. So I have missed a couple of days because, as I was saying, like I've been really tired, and literally like I get to the evening and I'm like, oh, I can't do the live, I'm just too tired. But I wanted to do it today. Today is the first time that we're doing actual clothes, so drawing outfits is one of my favorite things, and so I am excited to do this one. So I have already pre-prepared 5 poses, just in the hope that Instagram stops seeing my lives as some sort of solicitation. And on top of these poses I'm going to do some clothing, and I'm not gonna use any references for it, so this is literally just like putting some clothes on top of some characters. And from tomorrow we're actually going to be doing some more in-depth clothing, so like, you know, how to use references and, you know, stuff like that to draw better clothes. So this is the first pose. I have exaggerated it a little bit more in terms of shapes, which is something that I like to do in general. And I'm going to quickly clean up thank you. So yeah, when I clean up my gesture drawing, I usually just stick to kind of like a very soft cartoony style. I don't have like I don't try and you know, do it in a specific style. It's just like literally the style that comes more natural to me, just because, you know, like I want it to be quick. That's my main goal. And so I'm usually, what I would do is that I actually, oh, thank you Matthew for buying a badge. That's lovely, thank you so much. And this lady is also saying thank you. So yeah, when I do my sorry, I'm just like really really touched. Anyway, so that, you know, that Matthew bought a badge basically. Anyway, so when I clean up these poses, I usually do the whole body without clothes, and then on top I put an outfit. But since now it's like thanks so much again. Since now it's like you know, I want to be quick about it, because obviously not, you know, I know that you guys don't have like a million years to do this stuff, and also I am afraid that if I draw this lady without an outfit on, it's again, it's gonna be kind of like Instagram being all weird about it. So I am just gonna put the clothes on top of the body immediately. I feel like maybe if I say these words as well too much, it's also gonna be construed as something lewd. I don't know. Anyway, so the reason why I prefer to draw first and then put the outfit on is that way you can see exactly where the outfit should go on top of the body, basically. But since I can't do it, I'm just gonna improvise in it now. And if you guys have any idea as to which outfit these characters should wear, please let me know. So I'm drawing like a jeans skirt, and then she can be wearing like and again, this is all like straight from my imagination, so I am sure that the, you know, if I had references, these clothes would be more accurate, but it's something that, you know, we'll talk about tomorrow. And this is basically pretty much the outfit that I had on today. Since apparently my imagination can't do as much as I thought it could. There you go. So if you turn off the layer with the mannequin. Ooh, do I make my own presets to save time in the process, like personal art packs? I will, not really. I mean, I have like a few, I mean, in terms of presets, I think the most useful thing that I do in Procreate is that I always use in the brush library, I always use this tab, the recent tab, and you can favorite a few brushes. So there are these ones with the star. So I favorited the 4 brushes that I used most often, and then I always kind of use these brushes to render stuff, so they always end up here. And if you use a new one, it will end up, you know, at the end. So I think this is a really useful setting that Procreate created. So let's move on to the next one. But yeah, no, I've never gotten into the business of making my own presets, especially because there are artists who do it and they do it really well. So I just spend a few bucks on Gumroad and buy their presets pretty much. I feel like, you know, one thing, also, if you guys want to tell me like how this person should be dressed, please do. In the meantime, I'm going to just quickly clean up. And yeah, I feel like as a freelance artist, you need to kind of focus, you know, what you're good at, because not everybody can be good at everything, and, you know, kind of wasting time on things that are not your strong suit is just gonna like use up your time. And as a freelance artist, you know, time is money, because, you know, whenever you spend time doing something, it's time that you're not using by working on something else that could mean more money. So I feel like, you know, if you're good at making presets, or, you know, you enjoy creating your own brushes and stuff like that, that's, you know, well and good, and you should definitely keep doing it. But if it's not something that, you know, inspires you, or, you know, gives you joy, as my friend Kiki would say, then I feel like, you know, just spend your time doing something that makes more sense to you. Also, I have decided that this girl has like shaved head. There you go. She's got like a 11 kind of situation there. I have to run, but wanted to support, but will leave one last question. Favorite brush and as to how your drawing should be styled. I say gothic. Oh, thank you. Nice. Yeah, she's gonna be like she's gonna be kind of gothic, I think. Thank you so much for the badge and for supporting me, and we will speak soon. Okay, so this lady, she's got, yeah, like a, but she should be dressed in kind of like a gothic way. So there you go. I'm going to work on that. And yeah, if you have any more suggestions, guys, please let me know. So I'm going to give her like a, kind of like a badass maybe she can have like really big boots. Like combat boots. And like maybe leather pants or something like that. But with like little slits to the side. I'd say like a wizard heroic fantasy style. Oh, nice. I'm gonna use that one for the next one just because we are kind of already done with this one. And this one is kind of a mix between like punk but also kind of wizardy. I don't know, it gave me like 11 vibes from like season 2 when randomly she goes to, was it like Chicago or something, to discover like where her long lost sister is, which honestly, like, didn't you think that that was absolutely bonkers? Like, I love how they have done all that in the writing of the season, and then they literally like never made the sister or any other of her siblings appear again, which to me is like, what a waste. I mean, not that I enjoyed that storyline, because I didn't, but you know, if you go to all the trouble of, you know, creating it and stuff, then you might as well stick with it a little bit more, maybe. That's just my opinion on yeah, Stranger Things season 2. Definitely probably the weakest of all the season. I don't know if you guys are Stranger Things fans. I used to be like a big fan. Now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I mean, I was talking about it with my partner the other day, and we were kind of like, I mean, are we even gonna watch season 5? What's the point? Season 4 was really kind of disappointing to me, honestly, even though season 3 was really good. So I don't know. Anyway, this is Poise number 2. She's like a mix of a wizard, but also she's I don't know, kind of like punkish. Then let's move on to the next. So here we are. This one, I feel like I'm gonna go fantasy. And this one again is kind of like more stylized than the others. I feel like I've done like a mix of very stylized poses and less stylized poses, but that's okay. And she's like kind of sleepy. Maybe she's a lost princess and she's been kind of like dragged by a, I don't know, it looks a bit like a pose that you would get from when aliens are abducting you, if you know what I mean. And it's, to me, it's super hard to do poses just and like clothes just not using any reference at all. So that's why this is, I think, one of the hardest things for me to be able to kind of just like stick with what comes to mind in terms of clothing, because I want my clothing always to be, I don't know, kind of interesting and full of detail, even if it's cartoony and you know, not realistic in terms of rendering, but I still want it to be realistic in terms of detailing, which at the end, like, the detailing is what makes any kind of drawing really comes to life, because it helps people believe that that's something that could exist somewhere. And yeah, and it's the detailing that gives you that feeling that, you know, something is real. So if you don't have details, it's really hard to give that feeling. So now, for example, I'm kind of going for, it's kind of like old school fantasy, a bit like Princess Leia, which it's something, I don't love it. But again, without references, my mind kind of like goes a little bit there. I think I'm gonna give her kind of like a skirt, maybe like an asymmetrical skirt. There you go. And the other foot. If you, there you go. And she's gonna have like a little tiara as well. She's like a mix between a fantasy character and like a, I don't know, like a She-Ra sort of situation, I think, with the little like crown that she has. So this is pose number 3. And then we have this one, which is like a little bit more fighty. So if you guys have any ideas how to dress her, please do let me know. Maybe she could be dressed like a boring, kind of workplace sort of clothes, which would be different from the pose that she's in. Like maybe she's got like a really nice like coiffured sort of haircut, like a straight bob or something. And she's dressed in like office clothes, but for some reason she's had to defend herself, maybe from like zombie apocalypse. So she's wearing like a neat jacket. And we're gonna see this more tomorrow when I talk more about clothes in general. But the thing is, when you dress a mannequin, you need to kind of think about where the clothes are gonna go, also in terms of like the movement. For example, here, like she's kind of like in mid-turn, so of course the you know, the jacket, for example, here is going to be open because she's turning, so her jacket is going to turn with her like a little bit, obviously. And these are all things that you need to kind of factor in when you create outfits and you want them to kind of look like they belong on top of your character. I don't know if I'm gonna give her like a pantsuit, probably. There you go. And like, for example, here, because the pants are kind of like falling inside of the leg, right? Because she's stretching outside, then you have to have these this side of the pants to connect with the body, and then this side you can have the draping of the pants, basically. And like at first it's gonna be kind of hard to remember all these things, especially when you just want to maybe draw something like maybe quickly, or you know, you're not using references, so it's harder to see these things, especially if you're literally like not seeing them in real life. But as you think more and practice more, I'm sure that you'll be able to do it much quicker. So there you go. This is pose number... Hiya! So yeah, this is pose number 4. Next one is the last one. This one is quite realistic, the way that I drew the body in terms of volumes. I'm not sure how to dress her. Like, if you guys have any ideas, please do give them. I'm gonna start with the face. I'm not sure about the haircut either. I'm having like real difficulty. There you go. She's got a nice little side parting. And then she might be wearing maybe like a dress. Maybe something. So one thing that I love in terms of fashion, especially, is kind of fake vintage fashion. So not really kind of like turn of the century, start of like 19th century fashion, but like not the real one, but more like the fake dark academia stuff that you can find on Pinterest pretty much. So I'm gonna go for something like that. So there's always like a bow usually in that kind of clothes. And I love how the leaves are always like really fluffy. Give me like some fluffy leaves, you know, all day long, all year long. I just love them. And like you can have like a little bit of frilly kind of nonsense there. And then they usually have those kind of like girdles, which I mean you can't really see here because they're covered by the arms, but still. And then you kind of have like a longish kind of skirt. And you can give them like some plaits as well, some plating. Usually it's something like tartan in terms of texture. And remember that like if you have plating, your lines are not going to perfectly align. So you don't need to like work out exactly how it would fall, but like you do need to switch up the pattern a little to make it more believable. And then she can have either boots or she could have like kind of like loafers. There you go. So she looks a little bit like a hi. Yeah, she looks like a little bit like a, I don't know, a college student from 1950s, I think. Yeah, I wanted like a little bit more hair on that side. And here we are. So this was pose number 5. There you go. So tonight we did this pose, and then number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1. Easy. As I was saying, these poses were all kind of like done, you know, 10 minutes before I went live, and the clothes are all kind of like straight out of my imagination. So tomorrow for the artist starter plan, I wanted to talk a little bit more about how to draw clothes and outfits that make more sense than these, especially this one. Doesn't make any sense, nor this one. But I quite like this one actually. I find it quite pretty. But yeah, the idea is to look up references, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.